Hello, friends. We thank you for joining us for tonight's CACC North matchup between the top two dogs in the division. It's the Bridgeport Purple Knights taking on the Post Eagles. And good evening, everybody. I'm Anthony Altamirano on the play-by-play. Should be a good one tonight as Post is winners of 8 straight matches. Looking to keep that going and tie their season-long win streak of 9. Meanwhile, for Bridgeport, they look to snap their 3-game skid here on the road and gain momentum as we inch closer to the CACC tournament. We're just minutes away from the start of this one. It's the Purple Knights and the Eagles facing off next on the CACC Network. All right, the whistle has blown. We're just about ready to get underway as we welcome you back into the CACC Network. Anthony Altamirano here on the play-by-play for tonight's matchup between the Purple Knights and the Eagles. Bridgeport sending out Lucia Tomiello, Cecilia Kowalski, Camden Siskowitz, Ella Bowman, Haley Jessen, Layla Wood, and their libero Elaine Delalo. And for the Eagles, sending out Alani Duncan, Liche DiFrancesco, Marie Shahid Stevenson, Vivian Andrea Fahervi, and Nia Shahid Stevenson, as well as Christina Perrick, the libero for tonight's matchup, Alyssa Groves. And that is how the two sides line up for tonight's matchup. CACC North battle between the two top dogs in that division. Bridgeport sitting just behind Post, who's undefeated in conference play heading into tonight's matchup. A testament to their great play here at the Drubner Center as well. As we get ready for start of the game. Camden Siskowitz getting ready to serve. Eric will try to go for a kill, but the blocked point will end up going to the Eagles as we start this one on the 1-0 start for Post. Grove sets. Sends this one the other way. It'll end up going out of play. It'll be a point to the Purple Knights. 1-1 is how we start this one. Now it's Haley Jessen of the Purple Knights. Perrick sends this one the other way. It's hit, and they'll let it drop. Point to the Eagles. Miscue early there for Bridgeport. The serve hits the net. That'll be a point towards the Purple Knights. So now 2-2, keeping things even early on between the two sides. This is Elaine Delalo with the set. Dig sets. Perrick attacks. It's an in. There's a kill early on. 3-2 now. Perrick serves. This one is set up, attacks. That'll be a point. Tied again. That one coming from Layla Wood, the 6'2" freshman out of North Carolina. Keeping things pretty even between both sides early on. This is now Kenzie Johnson, the senior out of Boca Raton. The attack, played back towards the other side. Set, attacks, scores. Now Bridgeport takes their lead. Groves tried to save it there, but she was unable to get there. Served. Perrick sets it. And now attacks. The point awarded to the Purple Knights that went out. Here's the 5'4" senior, Kenzie Johnson, getting ready to serve. Transferred from Hobart and William Smith College. Perrick digs and then sets. And then that one sent away and a point towards the Purple Knights, who are now running away with it, sort of. It was Eliana Ortiz. Hits it out of play. Johnson with the serve again. Perrick digs. Now the set, attack. Hits the stanchion. That's still in play here in the Drubner Center. Attack. Hit. End up going out of play. Point to the Eagles. the serve. Doug, set, attack, blocked. Now sets again, going for the attack, blocked again. Ends up falling, it'll be a point. Touch post. The Eagles serve. Goes for the attack, tries to keep it in. This will end up going out of play. Another point, now we're tied. Here's a serve for post. This one's set, this one might go out of play, and it does. See Elaine Delalo, the Barrow, tried to save it from going out of play. Was unable to do so now. Post takes a 1-point lead. Things pretty even in this first set as now Post takes a 2-point lead. Kenzie Johnson tried to save that one from dropping. She was unable to do so. Comes the serve. Johnson sets it up. Now the attack blocked by Post. It'll end up fouling. They can't get it to go back over the other side. Point to the Knights. Now this is Ella Bowman getting ready to serve. Herrick now goes for the attack by Ortiz, excuse me, and blocked. Sent back over, it'll tie it up. One hit up. Mount Perrick with the set. Waiting for it to drop down. Ortiz grabs it. Down to Lalo. This one sent over for the kill. And it's a kill there for Lucia Tomiello. Now 9-8 Bridgeport. Going for the attack. Delalo gets it. Now set up for the Purple Knights. Sent over, now Groves. Here's Perrick. Now set for the Knights. Johnson gets this one over. Goes for the block this time. This one finds the bottom of the court. Now a point for Bridgeport. That was a good serve there. Set one, it's keeping it close between these two. That one will end up going out of play on the Purple Knights, so be a point to the Eagles. Here's the serve. Delalo now going for the attack. They'll end up going for a point towards Bridgeport. 11-9 now the score. This is Lucia Tomiello, the 5'11" senior out of Vicenza, Italy. Groves sets it up. Now the Purple Knights going for the attack. Groves saves it. Comes over towards myself on the sideline. Look at the scoring table. Tomiello to serve. Whips past Grove as she watches it sail out of play. 12-10, that was a heads-up play from Melissa Groves. the serve. That one will also go out of play. Be 13-10 now. Here's Camden Siskowitz getting ready for the serve. Here's the set, the attack. Saved by Delalo. Herrick tried to go for the kill, and Delalo denied it. Herrick will go again for the kill. This one also denied, and this one will end up over in the scorer's table. The defense there from Bridgeport. Herrick is ever so dangerous. That one will end up out of play. 13-12 now. Bridgeport knows that Post will go for kills. Herrick, of course, with 4.9 kills per set average this season. That's third most in Division II. And they're ready for it. That one will end up hitting the ceiling and landing for a point. Now we're all tied. It was a close one in this first set. Delalo sets it up. Be a point towards the Eagles. They take a lead. 14-13 now. There's Alyssa Groves getting ready for the set. Serve. She serves it. Now Delalo sets it. The attack on the Purple Knights. Now it's the Eagles. Herrick will go for the attack. Delalo now has it hit for a point. It's Layla Wood getting the point for Bridgeport. Groves serves it. Delalo. Blocked by Post. Be a point. And a first timeout called. 16-13. That's how this one is setting up. Take a break. Come right back on the CACC Network. Back here on the CACC Network as we're about ready to get back into it following the timeout. Alyssa Groves will serve this one. 16-13 your score for the Eagles. Ahead now, 16-14 now. This will be Haley Jessen serving it. Go out, it'll be a point towards Post. Jessen, she has 14 points per set this season. That's second most in the CACC. She's been one of the stars for Bridgeport. Delalo. Now Purple Knights try to go for the attack. Can't get it over the net. Point towards Post. Gary Mullen's side finding themselves now down by 4. Early on in set 1. Goes the serve. Dig, set, attack. Now Post. Here's Groves. Herrick hits it. And will end up being a point for Post. Here's the serve. Hits the net. Keeps with it. Goes for the block. Will end up with a Cody. He hits the court. So point rewarded towards Bridgeport. The official for tonight's game said it hit the court. Now use the libero. Elaine Delalo, a 5'2" junior out of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. They're ready for the serve. It actually hits the net. It'll be a point towards post, and they're just a few points away from winning the first set of the match. This will be Perrick serving. Dig, set, attack, point to Bridgeport. This is Kenzie Johnson serving for the Purple Knights, down by 4. Groves with a dig. Now a set, tease. Now it's Delalo with a dig. And now Purple Knights going for the attack. Nice save there. Another attack from the Purple Knights. That will end up going for a point. That was Madison Moen. The freshman on Bridgeport gets the point. Moen is out of Bethel Park. Or excuse me, she's out of Salem, New Hampshire. Paired with a dig, and now going for the attack post. Now the Purple Knights. Groves digs. Now going for the attack. Groves with another dig. Excuse me, a set, and then Perrick will attack. Now the Purple Knights hits the ceiling. It'll end up dropping just in front of the net, and that was so close. 2018 now. Very close battle between these two teams who sit atop that CACC North. Both have clinched a spot in the CACC tournament. Ortiz blocked by the Purple Knights. Now Groves sets for Ortiz again, gets it over and in as a point is awarded to Post, who is undefeated in conference play. And even 10-0, 21-3 overall. That's good for first in the CACC North. They have clinched the top 2 seed as they look to clinch a top seed. As we get closer towards the end of the regular season, a point awarded to Bridgeport there. Purple Knights have also clinched a spot. No seeding to be determined quite yet for them. As this is Ella Bowman serving for them. Now the set goes for the attack, blocked by Lucia Tomiello. Gets the point. 21-20 now. This will be Ella Bowman again serving. Had a good year, Arizona. Eric Diggs. Now the set, Ortiz going for the attack. Now the Purple Knights going for their attack of their own. They'll tie it up. That's Haley Essen. As they will take a timeout. 21-21. We'll be right back. You're watching the CACC Network. we're back on the CACC network. We're tied 21-21. Bridgeport looking to get their serves off to a strong start and take a lead here, maybe. It's Ella Bowman who's serving for them. This one hits the net, but sticks with it, and they will take a lead there, 22-21. And they are eyeing their first set win of the match. They've only won one set in their last 3 matches after sweeping their previous 3. Eric with a dig. Now sets the attack from posts. Now Purple Knights fighting for it, and they will not be able to get that back over the net. Excuse me, the net. And tied 22-22. Excuse me. Here's the serve from the Eagles. Here's the set, the attack. Sticks with it, gets it over the net. Whistle blows, point awarded to the Eagles. It would appear that one of the players ended up making contact with the net. Sets it, now going for the attack, Jessen. Here's Gross. Ortiz going for the attack, Gross saves it. Hits it over Delalo. Now going for the attack, it's Tomiello. Gross. Fighting for it, who's gonna get the point? Jessen wants it, she gets it. 23-23, this is a riveting set 1. This is about as close as it gets, folks. As this is Lucia Tomiello serving now for the Purple Knights. Again, this is about as close as it gets. Rose with a dig. Now post goes for the attack, blocked, and a point awarded to Bridgeport. This is Tomiello with the serve. Post tries to go for the attack. Unsuccessful as Bridgeport takes the first set, 25-23. We'll be back in a few minutes. It's now 1-0 Bridgeport. All right, back here on the CACC network, Bridgeport leads 1-0 as we get ready for set 2 here in the Drubner Center in Waterbury. Should be an exciting one. 25-23 was the end score of the first set, so a tight battle. Ultimately, Bridgeport prevailed. Tulsa looked to get back into it, and they've been strong here at the Drubner Center this season, solidifying their fortress. They're 11-0 at home. As Purple Knights will go for the attack. Point to the Purple Knights. This is Camden Siskowitz with the serve. Setting it up. The attack from post. That'll tie it up. But attack there. This coming from the Eagles side. That'll be Raisa Sattler with the serve and the ace. 2-1 now. The 5'6" sophomore out of New Jersey gets ready to serve again. Now the set, Jessen goes for the attack. Now it's post. Parrott goes for the kill. Hit out by Dalalo. And it'll be a point to post. So far, Sadler doing good here, getting points on the board with her serves. That's a kill for the Purple Knights. That was Cecilia Kowalski, freshman out of Michigan. Now it's Haley Jessen with the serve. That'll go out of play. Be a point to post. Now Christina Perrick getting set to serve. Dig the set, the attack. Here's another set, an attack. Delalo digs, Jessen sets. Mohan tacked. And now post. Get themselves a nice point there, 5-2. Eric getting ready to serve again. That'll end up going out. Now 5-3. It's the libero Dalalo now. Serving for the Purple Knights. Here's the set, the attack, blocked by the Purple Knights. Set and attack again. Purple Knights. Now Dalalo sets it. Jessen attacks. And will end up being a point to the Eagles who go out of play. Here's post, getting ready for the serve. Diggs, sets, attacks. Out of play, point to post. Seven 3 now. Post trying to extend their lead in the second set. Goes for the attack. A point to Purple Knights. They're saying that Alice De Francesco hit the net. So they call it Alice Di Francesco hitting the net. That'll be a point to the Purple Knights, and now Johnson will serve it for them. Francesco sets it, and now the attack. Now it's the Purple Knights. That'll hit the net. Be a point to the Eagles. 8-4 now. This is the Eagles. Good point awarded to the Purple Knights. It'll go out of play. Keeping things close in this set. Nothing has really changed from the first one. This is a tight-fought battle for both teams. Here's the serve. Grove with a dig. Now the attack from Ortiz. They stick with it on that post side. And the other attack from post. Low in their favor. It's now 9-5. Post getting ready for a serve here. One. Now dig. Now set. Jessen going for the attack. Post with it now. Jessen will go again with it. I'll say point to the Eagles. Jessen tried to go for the kill there. Top 3 in the CACC in kills this season. Johnson with a dig. Now sets it up for Jessen. Saves, that one comes towards my direction. Point to the Eagles, 11-5 now. It'll be a timeout for Bridgeport. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Gary Mullenside going to talk it over. You're watching the CACC Network. All right, back here on the CACC Network as we're just about ready to come back from that timeout. It's 11-5 in favor of Post currently, as they will be serving. Johnson with a dig. Now sets it up for Jessen. Gets the kill. 11-6. Jessen, she gets 3.45 kills per set. Third most in the CACC this season. You saw it there firsthand. That one tried to get saved by the Purple Knights, but unable to do so. Point to the Eagles, 12-6 now. Alyssa Groves getting ready to serve. That one ends up hitting the net. The point to the Purple Knights, 12-7 now. This is Camden Siskowitz getting ready for the serve. Sets it up for Parrick. Blocked by the Purple Knights. Point awarded now, 12-8. Siskowicz with the serve, sending it up for Parrick. Milalo tries to go for the save, can't do it. 13-8 now. It'll be Post serving. Siskowicz setting it up for Jessen. Now here's the Eagles. Parrick going for the kill. She'll get it. Parrick with 14 attacks per set this season on average. That is the most in the country. Post setting it up now. Going for the attack. Now the Purple Knights trying to send it back the other way. Post setting it up. Parrick gets blocked. They'll try it again. Now it's the Purple Knights trying to get it over. Groves with a dig. Now Parrick going for the attack. Now it's the Purple Knights. Sending it over. That'll end up out of play. Now make it 15-8. The Eagles, after they get the point. Now the Eagles getting ready to serve. DeLallo. That'll end up hitting the net. It'll be another point awarded to the Eagles. Make it 16-8 now. This is Raisa Sadler with the serve. DeLallo tries to get it. It's an ace. 17-8, and Gary Mullins' side will again call a timeout. They're going to talk it over. 17-8, you're watching the CACC Network. All right, back here on the CACC Network, Gary Mullins' side just talked it over, and now they come back with a new game plan. Now 17-8 is what they are down by. As Sadler getting ready to serve it for the Eagles, who look to take this set. Here's DeLallo getting ready for Wood. Wood sends it over. Now it's the Eagles who send it back to the Purple Knights. Blocked by the Eagles. That is a point for them. That is now 17-9. Purple Knights pick up the point. Nori Shahid Stevenson. Now here's Groves. Sets it up. Parrick will go for the kill. She'll get it. 18-9. Another serve, another kill. Parrick now coming off the kill will get ready to serve it. And DeLallo with a dig. Now sets it up. That one ends up hitting the head coach, Tiffany Gurney. Hopefully she's okay. And that was Layla Wood. Be a point for Post, DeLallo, Siskowicz, and then Cecilia Kowalski getting the point, and now Gary Mullins' side has reached double digits in this set, 19-10. It's the libero, Elaine Delalo, getting ready to serve. Parrick with a dig, setting it up for Ortiz. Now the Eagles will stick with it. DeFrancesco sends it the other way. Now Groves saves it with a nice dig there, unable to come up with it. That was a great effort from the Eagles. Now 19-11 after the point for the Purple Knights. Just a great effort there from Post, trying to save it. Delalo with a serve. That'll end up being an ace. Thought it went out for a moment, but called in play. It'll be an ace. 19-12 now. Bridgeport looking to come back. Here's Elaine Delalo with a serve. Put away by Sadler. Another point. Another serve, another point. 19-13 now. Bridgeport coming back. Post looking to stop it. Here's the 5'2" junior with a serve. Post sticking with it. Siskowick sets it up for Madison Moen. Able to get the point now, 19-14. Delalo with a serve. Groves with a dig, setting it up now for Parrick. Delalo able to get that one. Now sets it up and unable to get there are the Eagles. Another point, and Bridgeport has come all the way back. Now it's 19-15. They still have a way to go. An unbelievable run for them. Delalo getting ready to serve again. There's Sadler with a dig, now setting it up for Ortiz. Tries to get it over. There's a point for Post, 20-15 now. They stopped that run. Eliana Ortiz able to stop the run for Bridgeport. It's Alexa Arnold with a serve. Now Siskowick setting it up for Tomiello. 20-16. Bridgeport keeping their hopes alive in set two. They slowly inch their way back. This is Kenzie Johnson with the serve. Here's the set of the attack from the Eagles. Now the setup for the Knights, going for the kill. This ends up getting tipped, but out of play on the Eagles. It'll be 20-17 now. And point goes to the Purple Knights. (20-17) now. They trail by 3. Here's Johnson with a serve. Parrick with a dig, tries to set it up, but they are not able to keep it in. Now down by 2. And this set, Bridgeport is fighting their way back. They look for a 2-set lead. Here's the Eagles with the attack. Now Bridgeport setting it up, going for the kill. Good block there. Now sets it up. There's a block. Sets it up again. Groves goes for the attack. Now the Purple Knights going for the kill. Groves able to hit this one, but it goes out of play. Good fight there from Post. That'll be a timeout now for the Eagles. 20-19. This has become really exciting. We'll be back on the CACC Network. All right, we're back here on the CACC network. To the timeout from the Eagles that look to get a new game plan going as they are a few points away from winning this set. Bridgeport has come back. Now they trail by 20-19 the score coming out of the timeout. So the Eagles will go for the attack. Bridgeport will look to try to score here to even things up. The kill from the Eagles. 21-19 now. Now here's the Purple Knights. The block there from Shahid Stevenson. 22-19. Post is getting closer. The bench loves it. Cheering their teammates on. The serve will end up going out of play. Alice Di Francesco with that latest serve. 22-20 now. This is Ella Bowman for the Purple Knights. Groves with a dig, now setting it up for the Eagles. The attack now, the Purple Knights going for the kill. Groves able to save it with a dig, but Di Francesco unable to keep it in play. That'll end up going out. Now they trail by one yet again, 22-21. And Ella Bowman with the serve as they look to tie this one up. Here's the dig, the set, the attack, and Shahid Stevenson able to get a point up, 23-21. Post takes a 2-point lead. Now they're getting ready. Johnson with a dig. Now it's Siskowitz setting it up for Jessen. Will try to go for the kill, but not a kill, but will be a point. Now they trail by one. 23-22 now. Purple Knights are down. Lucia Tomiello with the serve. There's the set, the attack. Now one hits off of Ella Bowman. Be a point to the Eagles. Now just a point away from winning the first set of the match. That would tie it up at one set apiece. Groves with a serve. Now the setup, the attack. Dig, the setup. And now the attack for the Eagles. Delalo with a dig. Now the setup for Jessen. Now here's Parrick. Delalo again, another dig. They try to keep it in, though. That is a point for Post. They will win set two, now tied it up. One set apiece, 25-22. As the Eagles tie it up, we'll head to set three. You're watching the CACC Network. All right, welcome back to the CACC Network. Anthony Altamirano here on the play-by-play for this matchup between the Eagles and the Purple Knights. And if you're just joining us, it is tied at a set apiece for these two programs. Post looking to win back-to-back matches versus Bridgeport for the first time in matchup history. They've won 2 of their last 3 against the Purple Knights after a 3-game losing streak. And we're just about ready to get underway here, set 3. Both of the first 2 sets were very close. Both programs ended up scoring about 22 points apiece in each set, making it tough on each other to win. Camden Siskowitz will start this one off for us here in set 3 with a serve for the Purple Knights. Now the attack blocked, Post sticking with it. Groves will go for the attack. Now Eagles will get it back. Groves sets it to Perrick. Fighting for that point, both sides. Going for the attack. Finally, they'll get a point there. Perrick gets a kill. That was a very intense first serve. 1-0 the Eagles lead it. Now 2-0 the Eagles lead it. Comes the serve. Now Delala with a dig. Now Siskowitz sets it up. And nothing comes of it now. They trail 3-0. And the Eagles bench loving it to start off set 3. Here's Delalo, and they've lost it in the ceiling. Ella Bowman was unable to find it coming off of that stanchion up at the top of the ceiling, and another serve, another point to the Eagles. 4-0 is how they begin set 3. This one hits the net and ends up landing over. Now 5-0 to start this set. Tiffany Verney's side getting off to a hot start in set 3. Here's the serve. Dig, sets, can't get it over. It's now a 6-0 start for Post in set 3. Serves. Here's the dig. Now the set. Going for the attack. Sends it back over is the Eagles. Now going for another attack. Can't do it. Now 7-0. Look at this start from Post. Timeout called as Post gets off to a hot start. 7-0. Come back. Join us on the CACC Network. All right, thank you for joining us back here on the CACC Network. Post off to a hot start, 7-0 here to start set 3. They have won 11 straight to start the season at home, and they are on an active win streak of 8, looking to tie their season-high win streak of 9 here tonight. And they'll score their first point there. Cecilia Kowalski went for the kill and ends up hitting off of Alyssa Groves for the point. 7-1 now, as Haley Jessen will get ready to serve for the Purple Knights. When it hits off the net, it's a point to Post. It'll be Christina Parrick serving. Goes for the kill, hits off of Parrick's shoulder, and she says, my bad, to Alicia Groves. Will be a point now to the Purple Knights. And they went for the kill there, and it did hit off of Parrick's left shoulder. And it ended up hitting Alyssa Groves in the head, and she said, my bad, to her teammate. Jessen sends this one over to the Eagles' side. Shahid Stevenson goes for the kill. That one blocked by Tamiello. And another point to the Eagles, 9-2. That last attack from the Purple Knights landing out of play. Eagles serve. Sets it up for Tamiello. Tries to go for the kill. Oh, and this one is just hit off of Madison Moen. And it ends up going out of play. Point awarded to Post. There's the dig, the set, the attack. Tamiello tries to get the kill. Parrick ends up saving it. It's going towards the stands. Post able to save it. Sends it over towards the other side. Purple Knights going for the kill. Can't get it. The Eagles trying to stick with it. They can't. Point awarded to Layla Wood and the Purple Knights. 10-3 now. This is Kenzie Johnson. There's the dig, the set, the attack. Saves it. Goes for another attack, the Knights. One blocked. Eagles. Now Tamiello gets it over. Now the Eagles send it back over towards the other side of the court. Going for the kill. The Purple Knights. It's Madison Moen. Spikes that one down. It's a point to her and the Purple Knights. 10-4. They trail by 6. There's the dig, the set. Going for the kill. Delalo says no. And Moen tried to get it back over the other side of the net. Unable to do so now. 11-4 in favor of Tiffany Verney's side. Here comes the serve. The dig, the set, the attack. Now it's Post. That one is blocked by Tamiello. She's able to get the point. 11-5 now. That was Alani Tunkin who went for that last point, blocked by Tamiello. And now it's Ella Bowman serving for the Purple Knights. There's the attack. Now the dig, the set. Tamiello goes for the kill. She gets it. 11-6. Ella Bowman now getting ready to serve. That'll end up landing out of play, and it's a point to Post. 12-6 now. The serve. Dig, sets, attacks. Groves saves it. Now Parrick sends it over to the other side. The Purple Knights now. Blocked by post. And what ends up a point for the Eagles. 13-6 now. There's the dig, set, attack. Eagles save it. It's over to the other side. Now the Purple Knights. As the Eagles getting ready for the attack. That one ends up hitting the net. 14-6. Tomiella tried to get it over to the other side, and it ends up hitting her side of the net. Post leads 14-6 now. Going for the kill, now taken back by post. Blocked, but kept on their side. Jessen. Now here's the Eagles. Parrick. Jessen again. And Groves tried to save that one. She hits it, but unable to keep it in play. That one ends up going under the net. 14-7 now. Point awarded to the Purple Knights. Now, here's Lucia Tomiello. One is out. 15-7 now. It's Alyssa Groves, the libero, serving. Bowman able to keep it in play. Now the attack from Johnson. Now here's Parrick. A setup for Jessen. That one unable to be blocked back towards the other side. Jessen able to crunch the post defense. They are in a tight spot for them. And they'll get the point. Camden Siskowitz with the serve. Now here's post, set up for Parrick. Able to get a kill there, 16-8 now. It's a serve from the Eagles. One hits the net on the Purple Knights side. 17-8 now to post. Well, Bridgeport, they've been not so dominant on the road. They're 2-7 on the road, 2-2 in conference play. As they look for an upset win here, Parrick gets a kill yet again, 18-8 now. Matchup history between these two all time. Bridgeport has held the upper hand. They're 10-1 against the Eagles in the Drubner Center all time. Jessen tried to go for a point there, but that was denied by the Eagles. 19-8 now. There's the dig, the set, the attack. Now post. That one will be a point awarded to post. 20-8, so dominant for them in this third set. And they lost the first set 25-23. They won the second one 25-22. So mostly they've been close in the first two sets. This one, not so much up to this point. That may change. Jessen able to save it there. And Layla Wood able to overwhelm Post on that last one. Now 20-9. Here's the Purple Knights looking for a good attack. Now Post. Unable to keep it there. I'll make it 21-9. Christina Parrott getting ready to serve. Parrott with the serve. Post. Going for the attack. Now here's the Purple Knights. The dig, the set, the attack. Ends up getting in there for a kill now, 21-10. And now here is the libero, Elaine Delalo. Post goes for the attack. Delalo saves it. Groves tries to get it. The ref with a good catch there, though. Nice catch there from the official. 21-11. That makes it after the point awarded to the Purple Knights. Heads up play there. Saves me, actually. So I thank him. And it's coming towards me. Over in the scores table. Ortiz with the attack. Now the Purple Knights. Just tips it over the net. Parrick with a good save there. The Purple Knights will take it back now. Wood tries to do the same. But Nuri Shahid Stevenson just tips it right back over. 22-11. Layla Wood tried to softly tip that one over the net. And then Nuri Shahid Stevenson says, nope, sending it back your way. Great play there from the Eagles. Sets it up. And now that's a point for Alani Duncan. 23-11 now. So Shahid Stevenson and then Alani Duncan back-to-back points for the Eagles. Sets it up for Wood. Saved by the Eagles. Parrick sends it the other way. Now the Purple Knights. They're set up for Ortiz. Blocked. Purple Knights regain it. Goes for the kill. Gets the kill. She sees the opportunity and seizes it. Madison Moen with a kill. 23-12 now. Moen says, I'll see your good play and I'll raise you another. Kenzie Johnson with a serve. Ortiz goes for the kill, but Delalo saves it. It hits the stanchions up at the top. They were unable to keep it in. 24-12. Match point now in this set. That one goes out of play off the serve. It's 23-13, excuse me, 24-13 now. This is Ella Bowman with serve. Sets it up for Parrick. That'll end up going out of play. 24-14. Bowman serves it. Groves says, I got it for the set. Tomiello tries to send it over. That's blocked. A point awarded to Post as they take back-to-back sets and now lead 2-1. We'll switch sides, take a break. We'll come back 25-14 as Post wins set 3, now takes the 2-1 lead. You're watching the CACC Network. I'm back here on the CACC Network. Anthony Altamirano on the play-by-play and joined by Michael Vesci. You may recognize him from the last time out. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Was taking some video of the teams in the first 3 sets and decided why don't I hop on with Anthony for set number 4 and see if we can close out the CACC North Division title tonight for the first time since I think 2018.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Some good sets so far. We've seen great volleyball. Post winning back-to-back sets. The last one not really close, but a tough-fought battle from Bridgeport up to this point. And Mike, they're looking for back-to-back wins versus this Bridgeport program for the first time in matchup history.
Yeah, I know. This Bridgeport team is always a tough one, and, I mean, they've kind of controlled the tempo throughout the year since joining the CACC. 2 CACC North Division titles are at least tied for them coming into this year.
Should be an exciting set 4 as we get ready as the attack from the Purple Knights. Now it's Christina Parrott gets blocked. Here's the set, another attack, another block. Groves to Parrott, point to Bridgeport.
Just a little out of sorts there on the net, but, you know, the kind of a slow start just like it was last set for the Eagles. I mean, this year I have to check, but I believe they've lost the majority of the first sets going into the year and then have come back to win in 4 in most of their matches. Yeah. To start the year, I believe it was 5 first set losses for the Eagles.
Well, they're pretty unstoppable at home as Shahid Stevenson gets a point on the board for them. And 11-0 at home. The Drubner Center is a fortress that they protect.
Yeah, and the only other time they've been undefeated at the end of the year was 2016 when they won 26-6. They won 13-0, have a chance to go 14-0 because they'll have a home playoff game as well.
Making history and having fun doing it. This has been a great post team to watch this season as Bridgeport gets the point there. 2-1 now in their favor.
Yeah, looking at that all-time history, post 3-19 all-time, but they've won 2 of the last 3 against Bridgeport, one at home last year and split last year, home and away.
That's right. After losing 3 straight, they've sort of more recently been able to pick up the pieces and sort of dominate this series.
Yeah, and up until 2022, Bridgeport had won 15 consecutive matchups against the Eagles.
Yeah, that is the longest losing streak in matchup history between these two. As the point goes to the Eagles, 3-2 now.
Just another big game for Christina Parrish. Looking at the numbers, 15 kills already, 268 hit percentage. In her last 6 games, she's been above 280 in I think 5 of those 6 matches. She's been on fire as of late.
One of the best in the country for sure. 3rd most kills per set in Division II this year. And the most attacks per set in the country.
And that's with missing 2 games. She was out with an ankle injury for about a week. And so she had to make up some ground coming back off of that injury.
Pretty incredible. She's also top 3 in the country in points per set. And it's no question as to why when you look at the game. 4-2, Bridgeport leads. Delalo with a serve. Here's the dig, now the set, and the attack. The Purple Knights will send it over now. Eagles looking for a point. Perrick now sets it up. Point awarded to Bridgeport. 5-2 now.
One thing I would look for, especially on that front line with Alani Duncan up there, is when she can elevate, she can hammer it home down low. When she can't elevate, it goes a little bit more lofty, but when she gets high, she can really slam it down on the opponent. So look for that since she's on the front line right now and Parrish is in the back.
That's right, as Delalo will end up hitting the net on her serve. Now 5-3 in Bridgeport's favor. Gary Mullen's side trying to tie it up here in this set. Gary Mullen, a Yale alum, class of 74. As the point goes to post, 5-4 now.
I mean, their record is really misleading. 7-16 overall, 7-4 in conference play. All their wins have come in conference play. This is a rebuilding team, but when it comes to tournament time, none of that matters with Gary Mullen's teams. They're usually a shoo-in to make some noise when it gets to the CACC tournament.
Gary Mullins, of course, he's one of the veteran coaches in this conference, and a rough start. They started the season 1-12, but 6-4 in their last 10 since then. And like you said, it doesn't matter. They've clinched a spot in the CACC tournament, and nobody will remember the 1-12 start come that time. Kenzie Johnson getting ready for the serve. Now the set, going for the attack, blocked but kept on their side. Tomiello will get the point. 7-4 now to Gary Mullen's Purple Knights.
Yeah, looking at those stats still, Alyssa Groves now up to 20 digs. I'd have to look from last game's recap to see. She's closing in on that CACC mark for most all time.
That's right, 116 entering today, away from Regina Trebash's CACC record for most career digs. In CACC history, Trebash, of course, played for Chestnut Hill College.
And if I'm not mistaken, too, if I was told correctly, I believe that was in the era still when they were playing to 30 points. I might be wrong on that, though. That might have been a different historical mark that Groves was vying for. That might have been the most digs in a single season or something.
Groves, of course, making history with the rest of the Eagles. 8-4. Bridgeport is up. Parrick with a nice save there. Tips it over the Eagles. Now back on their side. The set going for the attack now. Oh, and Bridgeport kind of fumbles it a little bit. They can't get it over the net. Now point to the Eagles, 8-5.
It's a great kill by Shahid Stevenson. Those twins up there, they can block, but they can also attack when they need to. And right there you saw, I don't know which one it was. I think it was Nia Shahid Stevenson. I always mix up the two. I got it right that time.
The Shahid Stevenson sisters putting in work on the front line. Sets it up for Parrick. Delalo saves it. That's been a story today. Delalo consistently saving those post attacks. And then Post still ends up coming with the point anyway. Now trail by 2. Post getting ready to serve it. 8-6 here in set 4. Bridgeport looking to snap a 3-game skid. And Post looking to match their season-long win streak. They had 9 as their longest. They have 8 now. The serve, the dig, the set, and the attack. Now it's the Eagles. They'll attack. Again, Delalo saves it. Sends it over to the other side. Now Johnson setting it up again. That one hits the roof.
You know, I talked about it in the last broadcast with those beams. It's happened a couple times tonight. Tiffany Verney practices that in practice with this team. She'll throw balls at the ceiling so that they can try and hit them when they're down. So that's why when you see teams come here, they struggle when those balls hit off the beams. And the Eagles don't bat an eye when they hit it off the beams because they practice this.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great thing for them to practice. That's playing to your competitive advantage. As they tie it up there, 8-8.
I mean, anytime you're playing in the Drubner Center, as I've learned in 3 years, you have a small gym. There's really no sidelines. When we have a basketball game, it gets rocking really quick. It's same with volleyball. There's not a lot of space in here to move around. You don't see people diving into the seats and everything. And it's an advantage post because they know what they're doing when they're in this gym. That's why they've only lost 1 game in the last 2 years here.
Dominant at the Drubner Center. They have been. Bridgeport gets the point there. 9-8, yeah, 11-0 this season at the Drubner Center. And, of course, overall, they've only lost 3 games, 21-3, 10-0 in conference play.
Be their first time going undefeated in conference play, too, if they can keep this up.
And they're the only team in the CACC with less than 8 losses. It's pretty impressive as they tie this one back up.
3 or 4 teams, I think, only right now in the CACC are above 500 overall, too. So Eagles really have a good shot at getting an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament, no matter what happens come CACC tournament time.
And it's always fun when you go dancing. As Post looking to dance, of course, in the CACC tournament, but then the NCAA tournament. As Jessen will hit the net there, point awarded to Post. Post got a couple of teams that are eyeing the NCAA tournament. Of course, men's soccer, the other. That one awarded a point now on 11-9. Good point there for the Eagles.
Yeah, as of right now, men's soccer 4th in the region. In the regional rankings that came out this week, volleyball is in consideration with 10 teams in total, but that's because it's only the first week of regional rankings. Next week, we'll find out where they're actually ranked regional-wise. Should be in the top 3 if I had to guess.
Exciting times in Waterbury or the athletics department. 12-9 as there's going to call a timeout. Gary Mullinside going to try to regroup. We'll be back momentarily on the CACC Network. Back here on the CACC Network, Post leading at 12-9 here in set 4. Alyssa Groves will serve for the Eagles. That one hits the net. Point awarded to the Purple Knights.
That's 11 service errors now for Post in this match, and they've only got 12 service aces. On the flip side, though, Bridgeport not much better. Only 3 service aces and 10 service errors.
Miscues everywhere for both teams. As Tomiello will serve this one up. Almost hits the ceiling. Parrick going for the attack. That go out of play. 12-11 now. Bridgeport trails by 1.
Yeah, they had a similar game like this earlier this year. One of their losses to AIC, where service aces were a big issue. Service errors, I should say. Cost them a lot of points, which ended up going to 5 sets, and that's one of their only 3 losses on the season.
They've been dominant otherwise since then, of course. 2 separate win streaks of 8 or more. I mean, that is pretty impressive for Tiffany Verney's side. As the Eagles get a point there, 13-11 now. I mean, that's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, and looking back at that AIC game, 15 service errors in that one, 11 service aces. So they're kind of already approaching that mark where it ended up going to a 5th set because of service errors.
As of right now, they are painting on here, and they would win. They could keep this up. Blocked by Gary Mullen's side now, only trailed by 1 as Layla Wood makes her way back over.
Yeah, Parrich's hit percentage has dropped quite a bit in this set. It was around 240, 250, now down to 208 with 16 kills on 48 attempts. Only 6 errors so far, but they're feeding her the ball the most. The next closest, Eliana Ortiz with 28 attempts.
Hopefully they'll get it together and get the win here as that one sent away by Wood and it goes out of play. 14-12 now. That one almost hit the players on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at these attack numbers, too, for Bridgeport, as that was another attack error. 26 in this match, only 15 for post. That's big when you're trying to go on the offensive and you have an advantage there.
And Bridgeport looking to get something going here. We'll let that drop. 15-12 now. And Bridgeport have only, coming into this one, had won 1 set in their last 3 matches. They were, after sweeping the opponent in the previous 3, they've won 1 here, so now 2 sets. Parrick. Now Post going for the attack and a kill. 16-12.
The funny thing is, before those last 2 kills right there, both teams a 0 hit percentage in this in this set. Before, I don't know how, but just looking at that, 5 errors each.
That's pretty crazy. The set and the attack and another kill. This time the Purple Knights.
And look, we've seen this Purple Knights team do this before. I mean, they did it, I believe, it was set 2. They were down by 10 or 11 and found their way back into the set. So by no means is this over. It's a very close one. You can't let this team hang around.
Gary Mullen's side staying into the game. They don't let the points decide when they're out. Delalo sets it up. And now Mullen goes for the point. She'll get it. 16-14 now.
That front line of posts so far tonight, 18 total blocks, 16 block assists between everybody. That's got to be close to a season best or in terms of a single game. Yeah, it's getting up there.
History.
Yeah, 5th most this year so far.
History on the cusp. Delalo tried to save it, but unable to do so. 17-14, and she's putting in work, making sure that these kill attempts don't come through.
Yeah, I mean, on the Eagles side, on Bridgeport's side, they've got 4 blocks and 11 blocks in total, 10 block assists. One of the leader on the team's got 4, Siskowitz.
Putting in work for sure as this one hits the basketball.
I thought that was about to go through the hoop.
That was. That won't count, though, unfortunately, if it does. Delalo sets it up. Now Wood sends it over. Setting it up. Blocked by Purple Knights. Hits the net. A hard-fought battle there from the Eagles, but a point to the Purple Knights regardless.
Right now on the attack, Madison Mohan and Haley Jessen both leading the way, 15 and 12 for kills, respectively.
Jessen, 3.45 kills per set on average this season, 3rd most in the CACC.
And Mohan leading the way at a .343 attack percentage tonight. That's absurd.
She's having a good game, that's for sure. Delalo, a nice save there. Mullen sends it away the other side, a kill. We were just talking about her.
I mean, what I've noticed from teams this year especially is they seem to be trying to hit the ball away from Melissa Groves, an All-American on the defensive end, and it seems like she has a lot less digs this year because the Eagles are winning a lot quicker, but it seems like teams are kind of trying to get it to the opposite side of where she is.
Groves definitely a threat always. inching closer and closer towards that CACC career dig record, like you mentioned. As the point will end up going to the Purple Knights, we are squared away, 17-17. And Gary Mullen's side has come all the way back yet again.
Yep, no shocker there. If you want to win, you have to beat the good teams, and this is one of those good teams in the CACC right now. I mean, tough schedule to end the year for Post. Every game counts.
And it's a perfect example of don't let the record fool you. A point yet again. Gary Mullen's side takes the lead. And Tiffany Verney's side will talk it over. 18-17 the score in set 4. We'll take a break, come back. Because CACC Network. Back here on the CACC Network, Gary Mullen's side up 18-17. Tiffany Verney and company talked it over during that break. And they look to close this one out. And they're up 2-1 in the second to last home match for the Eagles in the 2025 regular season campaign. There's the dig, the set. The attack, and that will tie it up.
No, they're saying that went out.
They're saying it went out, wow.
The referee went Air Jordan over there trying to get it over, and I thought she got it in bounds, but.
And they'll call it out of play. Wow.
DiFrancesco is talking to Bridgeport saying, you saw it stay in. I said, Purple Knights aren't going to say it went out or stayed in.
Gary Mullen's team will take it when they can get it, right?
Post is 6-2 in 5-set matches so far this year as well. If this does end up going to a 5th set, and it looks like they're going to have a talk. Never mind, it's the crowd.
It's 19-17. They're up by 2. Delalo getting ready for the serve. And a close matchup here. Delalo getting ready for the serve. There's the dig, the set, the attack. Whistle blows. Point awarded to the Purple Knights, 2017 now.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Verney here, if they get another point, I'm calling my last timeout. Unfortunately, you got it. You don't want this to get to 24 and then call it because might be a 7-point game at that point. Yeah,
absolutely. Don't want to get the lead for the Purple Knights get out of hand. Delalo again to serve.
Well, that works.
This time it's out on them. It's now a 2-point match. This is Alice DiFrancesco getting ready to serve. AIC transfer from Italy. There's the set. Unable to get it over the net now. Another point to the Eagles. Back-to-back points for them.
If I'm not mistaken, Gary Mullen has not called either of his timeouts yet either. So if they tied up here, this would be my time to use my first.
Absolutely. Good time to talk it over. That'll go out. Will he do it? 20-20 now. No, he'll let him play on.
Yeah, it's a 3-0 run for Post on 3 straight errors by Bridgeport.
Yeah, this is the momentum shift that they need. DiFrancesco serves. Mullen digs. And Moen attacks. Now post back over to the Purple Knights. Wood sends it over in my direction.
4 errors. Bridgeport's got their jersey mics now on the bench as well. They just brought it in.
There you go. A sub above indeed. 21-20. They'll call their first timeout. We'll be right back on the CACC Network. Back here on the CACC Network, Gary Mullenside took a break. They did not eat sandwiches during that break, and neither did we. 21-20. Post is up. There's Jessen. Now Wood, blocked by the Eagles. Sets it up for Tomiello, who ends up getting the point now tied.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure out of almost every single Bridgeport timeout, they have gotten the first point out of that timeout that they have taken.
That's a pretty good observation, actually.
I could be wrong, though. I was just taking photos and videos for the first 3 sets.
We'll have to check back the tape. Kenzie Johnson with the serve. Groves with a dig. DiFrancesco sets it up, and that's blocked by Tomiello.
I'm sure someone at home right now is probably yelling at the screen, Mike, you're wrong.
That's right. Somebody, one of our loyal Eagle viewers, is telling us that you're on. Here's the set going for the attack. Duncan, and Tomiello keeps it in. Moen goes for the kill. It's tipped by the Eagles, so it'll just be a point. 23-21 now, as they inch closer to tying this match up.
Yeah, Post still's got that one timeout left. I don't know when you use it at this point.
Might be the time to use it. That will go out. 23-22.
It's always a tough decision, too, because do you call it with 24 points when you're on the brink of losing the set, or you call it just before when you have a little bit of breathing room?
I probably would have done it at 23. Now you want to hold it just in case. That one hits the net, but they're able to stick with it. DiFrancesco sets it up for Parrick. That'll end up touching a Purple Knight and landing out of play. 23-23, we're tied. Gary Mullen will come off the bench, talk to his players.
Yeah, it was just miscommunication. You saw the libero over there, Elaine DeLallo, just kind of yelling at one of the teammates because someone wasn't in the right spot.
That's right. Lalo very verbal today. And Moen sends it over to Groves. Now DiFrancesco sets it up, and Parrick gets the kill. 24-23, how about that?
I mean, I feel like she gets more power as the game goes on, despite her taking as many attempts as she does in a single game. That came down hard into an open spot on the left side of the court. Now it's match point for the Eagles.
One of the country's best attackers, and you see it there. Moen blocked.
Oh.
Sends it back over to the other side. Now the Purple Knights, it's Johnson. Tomiello sends it over. Parrish goes for the kill.
Wow.
What an ending.
Alyssa Groves, what a save. She saved that point right there for the Eagles, and Parrish. Wow, what a kill.
Unbelievable ending here in the Drubner Center. Groves gets another save, and Parrick kills it to end it off. 25-23, the final score. What did we just see?
We saw the end of the purple rain in the CACC North Division because the Eagles are your 2025 CACC North Division regular season champions.
What a way to go out. You want to do it in front of your home crowd. They also make history, the first time that they defeat Bridgeport in back-to-back games in matchup history dating back to 2002. Wow.
Unbelievable finish for the Eagles. I mean, they were down 23-21, I think it was. On the brink, really, there. Tiffany Verney doesn't call a timeout. The Eagles rattle off 4 straight points, and they clinched an 11-0 start to their CACC conference play and the CACC North Division title all in one night.
And title is theirs, as you mentioned, and that is a great feeling for them. Tiffany Verney's side improves to 12-0 at the Drubner Center, now 22-3 on the season overall, and they match their season-long win streak of 9 straight wins. Unbelievable effort from them.
Yeah, and I know we're going to have Bella Ray come over in a few minutes. She was on last year's team that tied the CAC for the CACC North Division title, and we're trying to get her attention to come over here. But, yeah, she was part of that team last year. She was the primary setter for the Eagles as well, so give you a little background on her before you chat with her, although I think we got to get the camera down here first. But
absolutely. A great matchup. The Eagles take it. We'll be back in a few minutes for a post-game interview with a former Eagle. For Michael Vesci, it's Anthony Altamirano on the play-by-play. We'll be back on the CACC Network. Back here on the CACC Network, Anthony Altamirano joined by Isabella Ray, former Eagle herself. She played on this court last season and many seasons as well under Tiffany Verney. And what does it mean for you to see this team succeed?
It's really special, honestly. I feel like we put so much work in, obviously, the 3 years that I was here, and Tiff when she first got started my first year. So just seeing how everything's kind of like transpired to this year, it, like you said, is really special to see.
Absolutely. In her fourth season, and they clinch a title tonight. I mean, that's got to be special for them. They've been so good at the Drubner Center, and you're a part of that. They've only lost 2 matches in the past 2 seasons. Tell me about that. What's been the success here?
I think a big thing has been, obviously, for this year, I would say some of the returners, I think, as far as I know, obviously I'm on the outside of it now, but probably set a decent foundation for this year, just of how we do things and how things should be done, and that is helpful when it comes to getting those wins.
Absolutely, and a great matchup today for Bridgeport and the Eagles. Hard-fought battle. Tell me about the mindset of when you're so close but you're down in late stages. What is that like as a player to come back then? How do you keep yourself sort of on focus?
It's hard, and that is like with life stuff too, not even just volleyball, now that I'm on the other side of it. But I would say just like leaning on your teammates. That's the biggest thing. I feel like we have a good group of girls that you can really lean in on in those moments when you are feeling down.
Absolutely, and they're headed into the CACC tournament this year and potentially the NCAA tournament. Any words for your former teammates and coach?
Yeah, well, I mean, for Tiff, I would just say, like, keep it up, and she should be very proud of the girls and herself. And then with the girls, I know a couple of my close friends and old teammates, it's their last year, so just enjoy it while it lasts. And then for the younger girls who are going to stay, just keep up what you guys are doing and keep playing hard.
Wonderful words from Isabella Ray. Best wishes to the Eagles as they play one more match here at the Drubner Center before headed off to the CACC tournament and potentially the NCAA tournament. Isabella, thank you for joining us here.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching the CACC Network with Isabella Ray. It's Anthony Altamirano signing off.